Hi guys, welcome back to another video. So today I'm going to be telling you guys about my birth control experience with IUDs. So fair warning, if you don't want to hear anything about menstrual cycles or cramping or bleeding or anything like that, then this is not the video for you. Go ahead and go to my channel and check out some of the other videos because we're gonna get a little personal, okay? Well, I'm gonna get into 3 major points about my IUD. Actually getting it implanted, the experience I've had with it, and if it works or not. So without further ado, I'm gonna go ahead and get started. I had my baby February 27th, 2020, and at my 6-week appointment after I gave birth, my doctor asked me some options that I've been deciding on for birth control. I've had negative experiences with the pill before. I took those to try to control my period cramps a couple of years back, but it made me sick. So I knew from past experiences that anything hormone related wouldn't work for me. It doesn't make me feel good. So I told my doctor that I had been researching something. It's called Paraguard. It's an IUD. It's non-hormonal. It has copper around it. If you don't know what an IUD is, it's basically this thing. It's made of plastic. It has 2 prongs on it. It looks like a little T, and it has a wire wrapped around it. Mine has copper in it. Others have hormones that slowly release into your body that prevent you from getting pregnant. The one that I have, it lasts 10 years. I know there's one that's 5 years and one that's 7 years. So mine is the 10-year one. I thought that would be the best experience for me because, like I said, it is non-hormonal. So at my 6-week appointment, she ordered it for me, and then a couple of weeks later when it came in, I got it put in. So I had it put in May 2020. So technically I don't have to get it removed until May 2030. But I really don't like the experience of it, and I'm thinking about getting it removed sometime next year, and I'm gonna tell you guys why. Basically, when I first got it put in, they use this little thing. It pushes it in, and that doesn't really hurt much. It's just a little pain. You feel a little pinching down there. And then once I left, it was a little light cramping, nothing too bad, but my doctor just told me if I had to, just take a couple Tylenol and then I would be fine. When it came to my first cycle after getting my IUD, that is when it really started affecting my life. So typically my cycles last 4 to 5 days. I have 1 or 2 days that are kind of heavy, and then the 3 days they're regular to light. So that's what I've been used to my whole life. That's the cycle that I had after I had my baby, and that's what I was used to. But once I got the IUD in, my cycle completely changed. My cycle began to last 9 to 10 days, which was so weird to me. It was hell. And on top of that, my cycle got extremely heavy. Now, I've heard different things about the IUDs, like the hormonal ones. I've heard that they make your cycle lighter instead of heavier, but the copper one makes it heavier. And that's what I experienced. Like, it was extremely heavy for like 6 to 7 days, and then I have 2 regular days and then maybe 1 light day. And that's how my cycle has been since then. I've had it in for 7 months now. The doctor told me that after the first 2 or 3 months it should lighten up, but for me that hasn't happened. So that's really affected how I feel about the IUD. It's really affected how my life is once that time of the month comes. I really can't go anywhere because, like I said, it's a lot. And on top of that, between cycles, I do have a lot of cramps. I have cramping, bloating, uncomfortable feeling in my uterine area. So I really don't like that. I do know when I first got it, I was spotting a little bit. They said that's normal after insertion. But since then, Up until recently, I didn't have a spot. Now, this is getting to the part where recently it's taking a turn for the worse, I must say. Recently, after my cycle ended, I did start having pretty significant spotting for 2 to 3 days, and I didn't know what was going on. I also have this cramping on my right side. It's not really cramping, it feels like something is stabbing me in my side, and I think that it is the IUD has moved. They tell you that an IUD is low maintenance. Once you get it put in, you know, that's it. You can forget about it and you don't have to worry about anything. But something that I learned later on is that you're supposed to go every month to make sure that it hasn't moved, because during intercourse, you can't push it out of place, and that'll affect how it feels inside of you, its effectiveness as a contraceptive. So to me, that's a lot to have to go to the OBGYN every single month just to check on it. And that's something that I haven't been doing, I must admit. So I am gonna schedule a doctor's appointment just to check everything out and possibly get it removed next month. As far as the effectiveness of it goes, it is pretty effective. I don't use any other form of contraceptive with it, and I haven't gotten pregnant, so I can say that is a positive. So if you really looking for something that is effective, in my experience, it has worked. Now on YouTube, I have seen some people say they've gotten pregnant with IUD in, but like I said, most of them admitted to not going into the doctor's office every month to make sure it's still in place. The positive thing about it is once you do get it removed, the same day you can get pregnant if that's your choice, or you can get another one implanted once it needs to be replaced. But for me, I don't think that I'm gonna get another IUD. I'm gonna either use another form of contraceptive, or we're gonna talk about family planning, see if maybe another baby is in our near future, just so we can know what we wanna do before I actually remove the IUD. I can say that I am speaking from my own experience. Everybody is different. Everybody is gonna react differently to the IUD. But from my experience, it's just a lot, and a lot has changed in my body already from having a baby. So the extra changes was just not worth it to me. Like, I could have went an easier route, and it's kind of hard for me to deal with this because I didn't really want birth control in the first place. I didn't want to do my own type of contraceptive until I was ready for another child. But I was kind of pressured into it from my family because they really don't want me to have another baby anytime soon. And I realize now that that was a mistake because I'm on my own. I'm in my own place. I take care of my own child. And if I want another one and my fiance is okay with that, then it's really not up to anybody else. So I feel like for such a big decision that I have to deal with the changes, I shouldn't have listened to anybody else. And now that I'm telling my folks about all the negative effects that I'm going through, they're like, yeah, you shouldn't have gotten that. You shouldn't have did that, which kind of like upsets me because I was really pressured into getting it by them in the first place. But you know, hey, you live and you learn. Now I'm kind of against putting anything into my body, especially a foreign object that's gonna stay in there for years. I know that my body is not gonna like that. My body didn't react well to hormones, to foreign hormones, so I should have known that my body wouldn't have reacted well to a foreign object. That's my experience with the IUD. This is just a little short video, girl talk. If you are planning on getting the IUD, I suggest you look at my story and other people's stories just to get different perspectives on things. Look at people's stories about birth control and the different effects, and just take it with a grain of salt because, like I said, something may affect one person one way and may affect you totally different. So outweigh the pros and the cons. Also do your research with your doctor and ask about different options that you have. I should have did that instead of, you know, making a decision on my own and just going with that. But it was a learning experience. It is effective. I'm not saying that it's not. I haven't gotten pregnant, not for lack of trying by my fiance. I'm just gonna say that, but it has worked. The effects just too much for me when there's other options out there. So if you enjoyed this video, make sure you give it a like. Make sure you leave your thoughts down in the comments. If you have an IUD, a different one or the same one, the Paraguard one, then let me know how your experience was. Make sure you subscribe. If you have any girlfriends or guy friends that are thinking about getting a Paraguard or any other form of IUD, you know, share this video with them and let them know what happened to me. But that's all for now, guys. I really appreciate you guys for tuning in and supporting my channel, and thanks for watching.